Kamala did so well during the debate.
They're eating the fucking dogs.
So listen, after that 3v1 where Buddy was talking about cats getting eaten and stuff like that, Taylor Swift decided to immediately endorse Kamala Harris because Trump pretty much, I want to say objectively, but I went to certain platforms and they're disagreeing, but Trump got ate up. He got ate up in that debate. That's why I say it was a 3v1. Like, even the moderators were trying to put him on a hibachi grill. They weren't really doing that with her. But listen, we just gonna get to this post. I didn't want to read it, but reading it would make sense, right? Reading the post would make sense. So let's do that. So Taylor Swift says, like many of you, I watched the debate tonight. If you haven't already, now is a great time to do your research on the issues at hand and the stances these candidates take on these topics that matter to you the most. As a voter, I make sure to watch everything and read everything I can about their proposed policies and plans for this country. Recently, I was made aware that AI of me falsely endorsing Donald Trump's presidential run was posted to his site. It really conjured up my fears around AI. We got to stop there. That's nasty work. But it conjured up her fears around AI and the dangers of spreading misinformation. It brought me to the conclusion that I need to be very transparent about my actual plans for this election as a voter. The simplest way to combat misinformation is with the truth. I will be casting my vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz in the 2024 presidential election. I am voting for Kamala Harris because she fights for the rights and causes I believe need a warrior to champion them. I think she's a steady-handed, gifted leader, and I believe we can accomplish so much more in this country if we were led by calm and not chaos. I was so heartened and impressed by her selection of running mate Tim Walz, who has been standing up for the LGBTQ plus rights, IVF, and women's rights to own their own body for decades. I've done my research and I've made my choice. Your research is all yours to do. I'm going to be real about that in a moment. And the choice is yours to make. I also want to say, especially the first-time voters, remember that in order to vote, you have to be registered. I also find it's much easier to vote early. I'll link where to register and find early voting dates and info in my story. With love and hope, Taylor Swift. So listen, there's a Trump clip as far as his reaction that we're going to get to in a moment. I just want to say very quickly, when it comes to most people, they don't do research. They regurgitate little sound bites and snippets of things that they've heard. They are thought for. They pick who they think for them. And there are a lot of people who are going to let Taylor Swift think for them. And it's not like I'm knocking Taylor Swift or anything because she did the responsible thing by saying do your research. I'm just saying, and this has nothing to do with Taylor Swift, most Americans are drones. And this is regardless of who you decide to vote for as far as like, oh, people who are liberal or conservative. No. Most people are drones. So let's get to this clip.
Hey, I've got a quick question for you. Out of nowhere, after the debate last night, Taylor Swift endorsed Kamala Harris. What do you think?
Well, I actually like Mrs. I actually like Mrs. Mahomes much better, if you want to know the truth. She's a big Trump fan. I was not a Taylor Swift fan. It was just a question of time. She couldn't. You couldn't possibly endorse Biden. You look at Biden, you couldn't possibly endorse him. But she's a very liberal person. She seems to always endorse a Democrat, and she'll probably pay a price for it at the in the marketplace. But no, I like Brittany. I think Brittany's great. Brittany got a lot of news last week. She's a big MAGA fan. That's the one I like much better than Taylor Swift.
Right. Brittany is Mahomes. Yeah, they're Mahomes. They're great friends.
The wife of the great quarterback, and he is a great quarterback.
My favorite team from Kansas City.
I think she's terrific.
So with all of that being said, man, do what you're going to do. I just want to point out one funny thing. She posted this after the debate. And guess what the highlight of the debate was? The Haitians were decapitating cats and dogs and eating them and stuff like that. I'm not even going to get into that, man, because YouTube will definitely take this video down. I seen somebody post a clip of the people in Springfield speaking about it on Instagram. Not only did they have the fact check thing on there and all that stuff, but when I actually seen it, it was actually taken down. So when I clicked the comments, you couldn't view it or anything like that. So listen, I know how this stuff goes because during the Biden, Trump, and I think even it wasn't during the Hillary election, but the Biden, Trump election, boy, if you said something negative about Biden, man, they'll lock your Facebook up, bruh. They would put your Facebook on a hibachi grill, man. Certain posts will get you suspended or get you a warning, and certain posts would just be flat out suppressed. So, with this video, I won't be surprised if something happens to it. This is not a political channel, really. This is just election season, and this is a musician, so that's the only reason I'm really covering it. But, if it's gone, you know what it is. You know what it is. Let me know your thoughts. I'm out.